Hold on, we got somebody noisy here as people are coming in. You are welcome, Ken. Good evening. You just mute somebody out real quick. Okay, I am gonna, if you could, we will greet our guest. So if you're gonna want to unmute, but then mute right back away. So before we do anything else, we are very blessed tonight, very blessed. I know a lot of you were participating in the conference, some of you virtually, some of you in person, and got to hear none other than Mr. Larry Raskin on the line, which was so exciting. And I just want to share with you, we're so fortunate to have him on tonight. If you are new, I know we've got some people who are brand spanking new, been in the business for like a day or so. So if you are new, I will tell you that the gods shined upon me when I got into this business. And even though he did not sponsor me, Mr. Larry Raskin was my mentor. So he was a couple levels above me and was just a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he was number one in the company all the time, broke all the financial records of what was possible for people to earn in this company, and developed so many success stories, so much leadership, so much record-breaking growth that eventually the company went, what is this? And they stole him. Dang, they took him out and they started having him go open up countries and develop leaders around the world. So he spent the last few years opening up Peru, opening up Colombia. Hold on, I got to mute. Gotta mute. Someone's crazy here. There we go. He spent the last few years opening up countries and continuing to develop the leadership of this company. And now we are so excited. He is back here in the United States. And this man changed my life in more ways than I can ever tell you. He stretched for me what was possible, changed my quality of life, my goals, my family, everything. And I really want you to have the opportunity to learn from him. So real quick, I would love it if you could unmute and give him a huge welcome and thank you. And then we'll mute back up. Ready on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mr. Raskin.
Thank you, Mr. Raskin.
Welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
Get your pen.
Welcome.
Get your paper.
Okay.
Now mute yourself out. Take it away, Mr. Raskin. We are ready for you.
Leanne, sister, I got to tell you, thank you so much for your kind words. It's amazing. It's been 25 years. It really is amazing. And it's more than 25 years for both of us, but I'm in my 30th year. You must be in your 28th year, I'm thinking, right?
27, yeah, somehow.
Yeah, and pretty incredible ride we've had. I want to say good evening and welcome everyone to tonight's call. As you can see, I have empty bookshelves. Can you see that? Empty bookshelves. I'm moving. And so I'm sold my home. It's, as you can imagine, like anybody on this phone is probably moved before. It is a pain in the you-know-what. Boxing up. Well, my wife is doing most of that. And of course, it's just crazy. Busy with ACN. Extremely exciting time we're in. I'm going to talk about that tonight. Personally, very, very stressful at times, but it's all positive stuff. You know, in addition to trying to shut down the voices of that are telling us the world is upside down, and it's just you got to focus today. You just got to focus. So I want to talk to all of you about something very, very positive in all of our lives, and that is the ACN opportunity. I mean, yeah, I've seen many seasons, and Leanne has seen many seasons in our company. And, you know, most of them have been unbelievable. There's been some off well, where we've had to regroup, but that was really due to market conditions, such as an example, the pandemic. I mean, who can predict that, right? And so I want you to know that the pandemic is over. Things are back to normal. People can continue to try to make you concerned about why things aren't back to normal, but I want you to know that things should be back to normal in the way that you conduct your life. Okay, so I want to talk to you about how to take advantage of today's opportunity in ACN. And so it's very, very important for us that have come out of the Baltimore event to realize what's at stake here. Number one, for a lot of you, that was a local event for you. And for all of you that did show up and were there, all I can say is that it was a great event. And you know it was if you attended. We had tremendous training, tremendous vision. I think Greg's message was probably one of the best messages I've ever heard him speak. The training was off the hook. I want to give you a point of view tonight that is going to really help you. It's going to really, really help you. I mean, if you're on this line tonight, that means you want to make ACN go. That's why you're on this line tonight. You could be doing whatever you want to do, but somebody talked you into being on this call, right? Well, I'm not going to let you down because I'm going to give you what you want. I want to give you the reasons why ACN will work for you. And it's not in pumping you up and rah, 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 and go get them, guys. And it's not motivation tonight. It's really just understanding what you need to do and why, right? I want to take you back into 1993, 1994, when the company started. They had a compensation plan. And I came from the industry, so I knew how to build organizations in network marketing. In the business that I was in, it dealt with product, dealt with a lot of inventory. Here, what was great, there was no products, no inventory, no collections, no deliveries. It was just a service that people were going to pay for every single month anyway, regardless of whether I did it or not, pay for it every month, and I could get paid for as long as they stay on the service. So to me, it was like getting paid, as we say today, like the largest providers in the world. And I thought that that was illegal. I didn't think it was real. Well, I found out it was real because I didn't understand what deregulation was. It was just where barriers fell in certain industries, telecom and energy, and allowed competition in for the very first time. Okay, I can understand that now. Okay, a monopoly has all the customers, and we're going to put other competitors in there, and now they're going to be competing for all those customers, right? And guess what? I mean, over time, alternative providers to the monopoly, alternative providers got a lot of market share over time, right? And so we saw that as a tremendous opportunity as independent business owners, being part of a alternative service provider by the name of ACN, to go out and get a customer base. And here's what they said to us. They said that we could earn unlimited income for as many markets as we establish on a local, regional, or national level. That means beyond Baltimore, where I grew up in ACN with Leanne, beyond the local market, we could expand into, let's say, Philadelphia. We could go, if we found a person that wanted to be part of it and wanted to build in New York, we could go to New York, we could go to Texas, go to California. You get the picture. So there was no geographical limitations and no limit in income. And I said, wow, that's amazing, because I don't have to talk anybody into it. That means you already are spending the money. It isn't a question of creating new spend. You're already spending the money. I'm redirecting that revenue. So when I saw the comp plan, here's what it said to me. This is 1993, 1994. I had to get 5 people in the business personally, recruit 5 level 1s in 5 separate groups. And I had to get 25 personal customers. Now, we only had one service. And usually you only have one long distance carrier in one household. That means 25 different households and 5 personal recruits for you to get to the first earned position. What is currently now our ETL. Look at what we had to do back in 1993, 1994. And so I did what the compensation plan told me to do. It isn't like I'm a genius. I read the compensation plan. I knew that there's 3 things in network marketing that will never change. It's called get a check, create a 30-day story, never stop recruiting. It's pretty simple. Never stop sharing the opportunity, because when they say no to the opportunity, you drop and change the discussion and you shift to say, well, I told you why I'm doing it. I'm trying to, make up for the money that, I just got let go of my job, or I'm working on a promotion, or I'm trying to help my mom out.
On purpose.
Would you do me a
In Belarus, there's also more nuclear weapons. It is disposable.
we got that noise cut out? All
You
right.
can blame it on this group, but still have.
Could you mute your phones, everybody? There you go. All right. So what was very important for me is that, I needed to either do one of two things: get a recruit or get a customer on every time I shared the opportunity. All right. So my mindset was, when you start and we schedule, everybody had to do a PBR. We didn't have any PBZs. There was no internet. There was no emails. There was a cell phone that had an antenna this high, right? And the new technology when we started was three-way calling. 2 years later, we got so excited about pagers, So, this is the real stuff. So I look at a compensation plan. I got to do what the compensation plan tells me to do. Now, I want you to know, under today's compensation plan, if you do 5 personal level 1 recruits, everybody's going to know your name in ACN. I'm going to tell you that right now. People are going to say, this is person that's in Leanne's group. They're blowing it up, man. They shot for 5, they got 8, they got 10, because, right, they didn't make their minimums, their maximums. So I want you to know, I took that get 5, everybody that does a PBR, we're going to strive to get 5 personal recruits. Now, let me tell you how I've changed that a little bit. It's not 5 personal recruits. It's 5 people in your business in 30 days. So let me tell you what that could look like. I want you to be taking notes, because the notes are, I had to get 5 personally. I had to personally level 1 5 people. That was the comp plan. But today it's still get 5, but here's how you can do it. You can recruit 2 and help each one of those people get 2 each within your first 30 days, So you've gotten 2 personal recruits, but you help them do the same. They got 6. Did they exceed 5 total? The answer is yes. Didn't they? You recruit 3, each one of them get 1. There's 6. You could have 1 getting 1, getting 1, getting 1, getting 1, going 5 deep, just because you're driving it deep. Who do you know that will do this just because you're in it? Who do you know that you think would love to do this with you? Let's get them on the phone right now. Here's what I want you to say. Here's what I want you to say to them. Hand me the telephone, right? Here's a script, 3-way me in. If he says, okay, I'd love to talk to that individual. I see that. I can save people 30 to 70% in healthcare costs. I'm all about it. If I can do that, I want to talk to somebody who's doing it and understands it, right? Now, I want you to know, I said a whole lot there, but you've got to realize that when you start, everybody's going to want to know what you're doing if you have a great 30-day story. If you have a great 30-day story, man, you don't have to apologize for anything. You know why you don't have to apologize? Because you made a statement. Make a statement, not an apology. So write that down. If you haven't heard me speak before, I say that a lot. Make a statement, not an apology. Your best defense is a great offense. Go on the offensive. Share this with everyone you know. I'm with a company right now that is disrupting the whole entire healthcare industry, $1 trillion market. We can save people 30 to 70% on their healthcare costs. And I show them a 5-minute video with Phil Chrysler, the CEO of Impact Health Sharing. Now, let me just explain something to you. I'm going to stop right here because I'm going to still talk about this quantum thinking of get 5. Minimum getting 5. Now, of course, your mindset is get 5, but you could end up with 3. Praise progress, great job. Praise progress, great job. You strive for 5, you work your face off, you got 2. Praise progress, great job. You worked your ass off, you put a whole lot of people in the business, you got 1 person in the business. Praise progress, great job. Why? Because here is the reality. If you weren't striving for 5, the person that got 1, they would have gotten none. The person that got 3 may have got maybe 1, maybe none. The person that got 5, if they didn't shoot for 5, or if they shot for 5 and they have personal power, they got 10. Because if they tell people to get involved, there are people that people want to be in business with, and they say, you need to do this with me. You need to do this with me. Sign up, or they sign up their husband, their wife, their kids, whatever. I mean, look at all that business that you could have because they have personal power. There are people all throughout ECN. I went after these people. I know this. Leanne knows. I recruited doctors, dentists, lawyers, professionals, business owners. I went after the biggest people, didn't need to make money. They love to make money. They want to leverage the efforts of people. They want to use other people's collaboration and partnering up with other people that will drive the business, because they understand that they have a company. They understand that they have a focus in their main plan A, their job, their high-paying job, or their whatever they're doing, that they're focused on it. They're not in a position to leave anything. And by the way, let me just check in with you. Network marketing around the world, 85 to 90% of the people globally are part-time. So don't put full-time pressure on people, right? You're doing it as an alternative stream of income, a gig economy. And here's another gig, a gig on the side, a gig here, a gig there. Is that popular today? Yes or no? It absolutely is. So I want you to just understand that the stretching side of the business, get five, was really from my early days of not stretching. It's because I knew to get a check, create a story, never stop recruiting. These were philosophies I've already had. But in order for me to have a story where I actually made the first position in the first 30 days, I had to get 5. And that was minimal. And guess what? We did it all the time. We got people to eat the first earned position all the time. Now, if they didn't do it their first month, they did it their second month. But we got a lot of people in the first 30 days. They got a check, they got paid, they made their first earned position, and they were off to the races. So I want you to realize that there is a reason that you need to stretch, reach, and press. The good news is that today, it's very simple to get to the first earned position. But I want you to scream. I want your new people to scream coming out of the gate. I want them making a statement, because if they strive to get 5 and you get them 5 today, if you're an RD in the upline and you're getting somebody qualified, you're making a whole lot of money as an RD. You're making great money as an RC. So it's very, very important that all of you graduate to the first earned position of ETL, so you can create other ETLs, and you get enough ETLs created in the way that we're structured today, right? 30 points is an ETL, right? And guess what? Within 7 ETL promotions, you're an RC. 4 months down the road, if you keep this up and everybody's getting 5, and they're going to all settle in at maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 8, 10, because you right? You're going to override all of that, and you're going to get RD in 4 months if you have that kind of mentality, and you have that kind of focus on getting people a check, right? Getting the stretch, reach, and press, make a statement, never stop recruiting, right? So I want you to realize how important that element of what we do really is in the beginning. This is not a time to rest. This is a time to run right now. So I made a mention. I want to kind of backtrack on Impact Health Sharing. Now, it's a great product. Here's the reality. Write these numbers down. 30% of the country can be on it. That's great. That's what the numbers say. 30%. Let me just break it down. That's 100 million people. 100 million people. I don't know. Is there enough people for you out there? Absolutely. So don't let people, look, here's the best thing of all. That is the number that I love more than you know what number I love more than 30% is 100% that can promote it. Everyone can sell it, whether they qualify for it or not. So see, here's the thing. The thing that built the best network marketing companies of all time had great tools. It was the tool business. That means you have something that can make you unimportant. In other words, if you got a tape, if you have a video of someone that can do all the work for you to get them open enough to look at the information, that's called a tool. And Phil Chrysler, the CEO of Impact Health Sharing, has people walking through the door to say, I'd like to see how I can show people how they can save that kind of money. But here's my point. Now that they've walked through that door and they see the ancillary services of energy and wireless and high-speed internet and TV and merchant services in 28 countries and all the things that we offer, we need to make sure that when we go after what's available in our market, we get people qualified with all the services. We don't pigeonhole them in just Impact Health Sharing. We get them to be a customer if they qualify for it, right? We want them to get energy qualified. We want them to get wireless qualified. We want them to take ID Seal. We want them to take Truvi. We want them to take all the other things that we sell. Why? Because we're a service-driven business, and those opportunities will come up. Look, let me explain this to you, and all I can say is that Greg Provenzano did a training. Leanne, I'm telling you, he went over these 4 things. I said, I think I'll remember that forever. You got to give the opportunity time. Did he say that? Yes, he did. If you saw it on streaming, you were there in person, you got to give this business time, just like you would give any business time. Do you need to be committed? You have to absolutely be committed. You got to be focused on your commitment. The most successful people of all time in network marketing were average people, focused. That's what a successful person is in our industry, is an average person that has become extremely focused. So time and be committed to giving it the effort. That's number 3 is the work ethic. The work ethic, working your face off. Time, commitment, work ethic, and a track to run on. That's ACN. That's our job. That's our job, is to continue providing you opportunities so you will never stop having a relevant opportunity to pursue. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. So it's extremely important for you to know, okay, that getting people in the business and directing them to make a statement is the most crucial thing that you can do. They're going to build a story, right? They're going to get a check. They're going to be at the first earned position and well beyond it, right? But I also want to address this evening with something that maybe, I know what I know. I don't think I know. I know. If I was in the field today, because people ask me all the time, if you were in the field today, what would you do? I'd be doing all of the basics that I've mastered. I brought the PBR to the company 30 years ago. When I got in, I was an in-home meeting guy. I would go to homes all the time, going over a lawyer's home, a doctor's home, a dentist's home. I would go over a business owner's home. They had some nice homes, right? But I mean, they'd be packed, 30, 40 people, right? And it was like amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Now, of course, it was very professional. I mean, it was done in such a way where people appreciated the manner in which it was done. The person that was brand new in the business got up, said, I'm very, very excited. Tonight, I'm very, very fortunate to have the person that's leading the expansion in this area. They would introduce me or introduce one of the uplines that they were working with, right? And they would get up and explain the business. In 25 minutes, 30 minutes, it was done. We sorted the room. People got started. They asked questions, got their questions answered, got started, or people that wanted to think about it. We promoted Saturday training, and people that said no, we would get them as a customer. Pretty simple. And I did it over and over. I must have done 10,000 in-home meetings in my career. And I got everybody doing them, and everybody that started had to do an in-home meeting or else I didn't work with them. Now, today we've mastered Zooms. Zooms are effective as well, but there is nothing like a live meeting. I'm sorry, there's nothing like a live meeting. And by the way, I want to give you some observations, and maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, but that's okay. There's a lot of people who are tired of being in the house. They're confined to the house. These Zooms are great. They do Zooms all day. Do they want to do Zooms at night? If they can get out of the house, it's a good thing. I want to tell you right now, we have live meetings starting up all over the country right now, and results are pouring in. It is absolutely, in my opinion, how we're going to get back to the numbers we had pre-COVID. No question at all. And I am convinced, I know for a fact, because Leanne and I have had conversations, this is the direction. We're slowly moving the ship. There will always be a place for Zoom. It is an amazing technology and a godsend to the network marketing industry that we have now this medium, this delivery method of giving great training and great information. But sooner or later, I want to meet these people that I'm talking. If I'm going to have the kind of commitment, if I'm going to have the kind of time set aside to this, I got to meet the people I'm working with live. I have to. And by the way, I'm a social person. I want to meet the people that we're going to change lives together with, right? I want to meet them. And because the combination of using all of the tools, there's nothing better than it. Live trainings, virtual trainings. We have, just our regular calls. We have coffee shop meetings. We have weekly meetings. We have Saturday trainings. We got emerge events, which are the regional events. We got elevate events. It's a fun business. Here's the funny thing about it, and I didn't say it on stage this weekend, but I'm pouring my guts out to you tonight. I'm going to continue to do that for a couple more minutes. But I want you to realize something and observe something just for a second. I'm working. Really? I'm working? This is what I do? Talk to you? I'm telling you how to do something that has worked for 36 years in my life. Never had a part-time minute in the industry. I had great mentors. I respected and honored the profession. I professionalized my game. I took 100% personal responsibility for my words, for my actions, for the people who I affect. I know I have people's lives in my hand. I take that seriously. That obligation and responsibility that I have is enormous. Enormous. I prepare extremely well for all calls, for all meetings. But even though I do it like set with a second nature and it's just natural, I can't believe this is what I do for work. I'll use the word, it's a 4-letter word, but work? It's not work. I've learned how to put the FU in fun. That's a joke, by the way. I hope some of you are laughing and enjoying it right now.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So I the only thing I can say is that, why people don't understand how incredible this industry is. I have no, I don't want to take that class. I don't want to have to try to understand that. Okay. The only thing I know is that what we do makes so much sense. It's going to continue to make sense. It's going to continue to be relevant. So this disruption that we have in healthcare, all these, look, just for me to mention the words AI, artificial intelligence, we're going to be as involved in AI as any other company. I have no idea what opportunity may come our way. None. I really don't. Don't ask me. I have no idea. But you better believe there's going to be massive opportunities using that technology. Now, we are using AI in the way that, certain interfaces work and whatever, but I'm talking about from a marketing standpoint, it's going to come. It's going to come. I know that there's things right now being worked on in a laboratory 5 years out. They're spending billions of dollars and doesn't have a name. Doesn't even have a name yet. But we're going to be marketing the hell out of it in 5 years, 7 years. That's really the opportunity that we have. The relevance of today's technology. Because technology is consumable, innovation replaces current technology. So I want to go back and just real quick, make sure you get what I'm saying. Number one, this quantum thinking of stretching, reaching, and pressing for 5. Just everybody that starts, we're going to make a statement. We're going to go out and get 5 people, but make sure they understand it. It could be 5 wide. That's unlikely unless you have a lot of personal power, but you could get 2 people and help them to get 2 people each, and all within your first 30 days. You could do that, but you got to run. You got to run with your upline. Okay. So this is very, very important for you guys to understand. When you plant the seed, the reason, here's what isn't good. Let me write this down and put it in bold magic marker. What is your goal for your first month? Well, I'm going to work as hard as I can. Okay. What is your goal? I'm going to work really hard. That is not a goal. As a matter of fact, that's the furthest thing from a goal I've ever heard. It has to be specific and measurable, attainable. It has to be relevant to where you're going. That means it needs to be relevant to a promotion, and it has to be trackable, called a SMART goal. SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and trackable. SMART goals. So a number, shoot for a number. That number is only there if you plant it. You've got to plant the number. Let's shoot for 5. High five, 5. High five for 5. Let's go for 5. And it's all out massive action. How we're going to do that? We'll put 10 people on the Zoom. We're going to put 20 people on. So if you want 10 people on a Zoom, you got to invite 20 to get 10. If you want 20 people on the Zoom, you got to keep on inviting all day long. You got to get 40 people invited, whatever it may take. Try to get as many people on the Zoom as possible. If you have personal power, if you have a great inner circle, and you have a good local leader, like an effective local leader, if you don't have a live PBR, you're a fool. I'm telling you, you got to have the people over your house. They'll come. You know why? Because they want to come over. They've been there before. You're going to entertain them on a brand new business that's disrupting $1 trillion industry. They want to know what it's about. Right? If they can be entertained and entertainment, right? If they can be entertained on a business, they're going to come over, right? I know I would. If I had credibility, when somebody invited me and I respected them, I'd say, sure, I'll come over for an hour. No big deal. I'll come over for an hour. He says, I really respect your opinion. I really want you to see what this is about. Your opinion means the world to me. No problem. I'll be there. Now, that's true. That's the truth. Now, I will tell you, maybe because I'm a nice guy, I was an extremely nice guy, being patient with my broke friend, and that broke friend had the audacity to change my life forever. Kept on calling me. And, will you stop calling me? Oh, you again, Sam? What? It's a startup company. Look, I hope you do well. Look, I got a call coming in. I got to go. And he called me again, and he changed my life forever. So all of you that are on the line tonight that says, well, I haven't done much, I don't know if this will work. Shoot for 5. I don't even feel I can get 1. Shut up. You're lying to yourself. You're making shit up. pardon my expression. You're making stuff up. You're just lying to yourself. What are you doing? Shut that down. Shut that voice down. I'm telling you, you can. My broke friend changed my life forever. On one recruit, he made, let's just say, multiple seven figures on one recruit because he was persistent. So all I'm saying to you is, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. You got this, and you're judging people. Oh, they're too busy. They make too much money. They wouldn't be interested in, oh, I don't want them to know I'm doing this. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, I don't want them to know I'm doing, I don't, you know, I don't want to, I don't know what they'll think of me. Oh, that one I really like. Let me explain that to you. The people that you think about, what they think about you, they don't think about you at all. They haven't thought about you in years. No. They don't think about you, but you're hung up on what they think about. Lie. It's a lie. You just keep on lying to yourself. And so I just want you to know they are interested. They are. They are interested, and you got SVPs walking by you every day. You got people that you think are so successful. Last night, they just been praying. They don't want anybody to know the situation they're in. They're praying to God that someone will have something for their family. And then you show up the next day. Wow. When I think of it that way, you see, the way I also think is like tonight, we have, and there's an SVP that is currently not dressed like one, doesn't live in a house of an SVP, doesn't have the bank account of an SVP, doesn't have a car an SVP would have. But in a couple of years down the road, you're going to be an SVP. So who am I to say that this one call out of so many calls that I do every day, who am I to say that I shouldn't give it my best, that I shouldn't tell the truth, that I shouldn't rattle your cage or shake your tree and to virtually slap you in the face to get your attention? I'm here to tell you is that you have a miracle and it's in your mouth. It's a gift. And it makes sense to everybody if it's delivered effectively. It makes sense to everybody. So what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Are you just going to, just look, ACN works. You got to do your part though. It'll be just another opportunity missed by you. And then you're going to go on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And you're going to wonder why you have never really achieved much in your life. I'm not talking to all of you. I'm just talking to some of you that are in this rut, and I want you to get out of it. COVID is over. There's no more excuses. No one's going to get you sick. I know that people may argue that point. I'm not being irresponsible. I'm just telling you like it is. Stop operating in fear. Feed your faith. Feed the positive. Yes, you can, and you will. You have great people in your corner. I'm in your corner. I want to come to your marketplace. I want to help you go to many new levels. And just so understand that. Faith. Faith. So, Leanne, all I can say is that everybody on this line, we just need to have an action plan here. And I'm going to give you one right now. Here's your action plan. I don't care that you're in this business for 5 years. It doesn't matter to me. I think everybody on this call needs to do a either an in-home meeting or a private Zoom again. And you need to, here's the last thing I'm going to tell you that is the missed opportunity in all of ACN. It's a missed opportunity. Every single person that I know gets started, except the select few, and they go after the least best people they know, because they want to see if the least best people they know like it. So that will qualify, if they like it, that will qualify them to talk to our higher grade of people. When you have inside out thinking, that's backwards thinking. No, if I'm going to build what I perceive to be a billion-dollar company, or if I'm going to build an extremely successful company, forget numbers, who do I want to build it with? Similarly like-minded people, the best people that I can recruit. Think of a sports team. Think of the Ravens, think of the Orioles, think of whoever your best sports team in whatever sport it is. How about if they never paid any attention to recruiting the best people? How about if they just recruited the bottom of the barrel? How much fun would it be to watch your home team sports? Let me explain something to you. No one follows average. You don't follow it on your sports team. You don't go to average restaurants. You don't go. You don't chase average people. You don't do things that are really. We don't follow average. So why are you doing it here? If you go after the business savvy, motivated, opportunistic, optimistic, money motivated individual, and you create the curiosity necessary, like with the Phil Chrysler CEO Impact Health Sharing video, just to get them open to look. That's it. And they put their eyeballs on the information. You put 10 successful people in front of this information, I guarantee you more than half of them will come to training, and most of them will get started. Most of them will get started. You put 10 of the least successful people in front of it, you'll hear excuses like, don't have the time, don't have the money. You'll have excuses like, never done anything like this before, or I've done too many of these things before. If I do another one, my wife will kill me. You know, I don't know what you're going to hear other than what I know is to be excuses. But here's what I can say. The best people are the easiest people to recruit. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? But we got inside out thinking. We think it's the opposite. We think they're so difficult. They're so busy. They make so much money. Oh, I don't want them to know I'm doing network marketing. Oh, this, oh, that. Look, let me tell you something. If you invite them the right way, they don't care that it's network marketing. They don't care. They don't care at all. As a matter of fact, they like it. They like the leveraging aspect of it. They like truly saving people thousands of dollars a month in one of our services. They love the opportunity of getting paid on regular services people use anyway, not changing any habits, not talking anybody into using something they really haven't used before. Look, people use travel services. That's all over the place. People have identity theft. That's all over the place. They got all kinds of stuff out there that is similar to what we got. We just want them to take ours. Lean on the relationship. Why not? It's a great business model. Successful people will love to be part of this, but you have other thoughts. Look, think like a business owner. What we've got to do is go after the very best people. So here's what are my challenges to all of you. I want you to make a list of the 10 best people that you know you. The 10 best people that you know that know you. The 10 best people that you know you. They don't have to know you real well. They need to know of you. right? They know you, maybe you know them through somebody. And by the way, may I also say, the people that you hardly know, you got more credibility with. The people that you hardly know, you have more credibility with because they don't know the mistakes you've made. Isn't that true? So they only know what you let them know. And then you're going to put them on a Zoom. You're going to put them, look, get them exposed to the information. And I bet you, I'll bet anybody on this line, you put the best people in front of this thing, your enrollment ratio will go way up. You'll go way up. And so, Leanne, I covered a couple things tonight. I almost took an hour here. I apologize if I took a little too long. But I just want you to know that I care about you and I care about your group. It's a group that many of them I've been working with for over 15, 20 years now. And I know that we have some senior vice presidents on this line. I know it. I just know it.
Well, thank you. There's no way you could ever take too long. I mean, your information is incredible. And yeah, this is great. I mean, we've got some people who just started yesterday, and we've got some people who are signing up tomorrow morning. We've got some people who've been on here 15 years, but I think the message across the board is incredible. And thank you so much for taking your time. Can we all come off mute and yell thank you real quick? And then I got a
Thank you,
quick
Mr.
announcement.
Raskin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice move.
hey,
Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Raskin. You're a true
Yes.
champion, beacon of light. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Mr. Raskin.
you're welcome.
Blessed
everyone.
us.
One last thing, Leanne.
God bless you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there anything that you wanted me to touch upon? Anything at all before I hang up? And
One
then-
quick thing.
Yeah.
This is the last night for people to pre-register at the
Oh.
early bird for Orlando. Would
Yeah.
you mind just taking a second and telling them why that's so important? Because there are some people who are brand new.
Yeah, and let me just tell you how I feel about. Let's pretend for a minute that the new people that are brand new had the ability to make a choice. If they had the ability to make a choice to not sign up and to spend that money and go to Baltimore, I'm rewinding like a week. I'm rewinding here. If you had the opportunity to go to Baltimore or sign up, I would tell you to go to Baltimore. Why? Because what you would see there is the likelihood of where you're going to be in 2 to 3 years. And I would, that's how positive I know it will be. Now, you're going to have to take people's word of how impactful it was, but let me give you this. If all of you now know the power of that event, and I know many of you do already because you don't miss any. If all of you know the power of that event, if I were brand new and you didn't go to Baltimore, I would work so hard and I would sell Orlando so hard that if you put as a brand new person, if you had 25 people to 35 people go to Orlando from the work you did starting now to that week, you'd have hundreds at the end of the year in your business, hundreds. Because you can't do what Orlando can do for you. You just can't. It's not about you anymore. It's not about you having to sell anybody anything in terms of the vision or how big it could be. No, you be quiet. I got this now. My broke friend was saying to me, Larry, I'm telling you, Sam, I got it. My response, Sam, I got it. I know what to do. I appreciate you. I love you. You changed my life. I got it. I got to go to these events. I encourage you to make sure I'll help you bring people to these events, but I got this. And my whole goal, I swear, was to bring as many people to our bigger events as I could, because that was the catapulting event for every single person that's ever gone into a network marketing company. Their national events were the springboard to never looking back. So I encourage you to go to Orlando. Tonight is the end of, I think, early bird registration. Do it. Look, I'm telling you, it'll be one of the greatest things you've ever attended. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's an amazing weekend.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I just threw the link in the chat box for those of you who have not registered yet. You can click on that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Raskin.
Thank you, everybody.
We got our marching orders. Everyone shooting for 5. Make a list of your top 10 best people that you know and that know you, and make sure this week you have a home meeting. And we'll see you all. Thank you so much, Larry Raskin. You're the best. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Raskin.